Hello, hello. Let's hope I get really lucky here really quickly and I get my Grapholos mantle and all of the shards I need from the first Azurlos. And then I don't have to do this anymore. The very least, hopefully I get all the shards I need. Then I can progress to the point where I am getting new armor instead. Which will be far more enjoyable to do. Hello, N10. Hold just a second. Don't depart. Stay with me. You've got so much to live for. Beep beep. How is it going for you, N10? Where have you managed to get yourself to up at this point? Five flashbombs. You got your Lagumbi gun. You're just about to finish your armor. You need one more dazzling fluid. Nice. So you're doing solidly good in one. G1. Have you done all the keys at this point? Is that horrific quest staring you in the face constantly? All but Barrioth and Baleful, right? So you don't have the horrible quests just fucking staring you down here. Look at that gun. Look at that new gun. Fancy as fuck. That new half an armor set. So, reload speed +2. That's pretty nice. The combo pro. Very nice. Very nice. And pierce up. That's a pretty good little mix set there. That's pretty friggin' nice. I assume potentially the decos are doing a lot of heavy lifting in that. Not at all, really? Damn. I mean, you got the necklace to help you get the pierce up, but they both have reload speed. You lucked pierce +4. Crazy. Nice. Very nice. Good shit. I need a head break, a tail cut, and a capture here. And then hopefully I get enough materials that we can farm normal Rathalos instead. Because even though the chances are worse, like almost across the board, I'd much rather do normal loss than Azure. Just so much rather. So much preferable. Even if it's in the volcano and you have to bring cold stuff instead, like, whatever. Hey, you Phoenix, how you doing? Good to friggin' have you. Remember the chips being pretty OP? Yeah, the Tanzio chips are pretty damn good. I can only carry 2 of them, sadly. But I do have them. Same as the Mosswine jerky. Or the Astera jerky. Heals all of your red and gives you immunizer effects. Really friggin' good. Okay. That didn't work for some reason. Explain the pint-sized pouch condition. When departing onto a quest, I am only allowed to bring half stack of all of the items I bring. Potions normally stack up to 10, you can only bring 5. Maxes stack to 3, or to 2, sorry. Life powders stack to 3. Don't know why I keep making that mistake. Life powders stack to 3. You have to round down on odd numbers, so you can only bring 1. The Book of Combos stack to 1. You can't bring them. As soon as I'm on the quest, I'm allowed to go up to like the inventory limit size if I wanted to go and gather a bunch of herbs and mega potion and honeys and all that stuff, right? And blue mushrooms. I could. It's just when departing, I have to have a smaller inventory size. So amusingly, in almost every situation, I can bring more of the combinables of something than I can of the actual thing itself. What's the lore explanation we're going with a bigger pouch mid-quest? My idea that I've had about it the whole time is that when we are traveling to the quest, because we have to do a bunch of travel, we're traveling light. So we only bring like half the supplies, but when we're actually on the fucking quest and we're fighting the big scary monster, we're like, okay, now for realsies though. Is it the Book of Combos kind of shit? It's not shit, it's just, it's as good as it always is, but yeah, there isn't the hunting pouch in this game like there is in Portable Third or in 4U or GU, where you get that extra page for monster materials or on-quest materials. 50 hours, you can say that anything but shit. Yeah, they're really useful. The downside, like the upside is you get between 3 and 5 inventory spaces back. The downside, if you're dealing with less like healing or you're playing a ranged weapon like Antenna's here, is if you want to do combinable anything, your chances go down so humongously without having that book on you. Like, we have to either eat a very specific meal every single time to be able to get any amount of combo chance, or you have to slot a skill into your set specifically just to give you combo chance. Or max potions are only like a 60% carve success by default. Or combined, sorry, I should say. Megas are only a 80%, 90 or 80% chance by default. He followed you. He's like, get fucking back here. Scan unfortunately doesn't load slicing. That's a shame. The problem I have is that I just can't hit the tail in this game. They hold their tails so fucking high in this game. Okay, well there it is. Rathalos Mantle! Whee! Fucking crazy 3%. Okay. Fucking amazing. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, I guess we'll kill him now instead. Because it is slightly higher chance that I get the shards on kill. And, also just fuck him, he deserves to die. Oh, phenomenal. Man, I am so goddamn happy with that. Oh, I thought I was gonna be stuck with this fucking Rathalos Mantle forever. Both the Rathian and the Rathalos Mantles obtained so quickly. Fantastic. Well. At least Enten gets to kill him. Okay, well. Nice try. I just wanted him to die in this area. I've got my mantle. Oh, I still need my shards, which at least so far I've not carved one. Didn't carve any, so I might have to do another one. But that is fucking delightful. I might even get to Green Naga today. We might be farming Green Naga by the end of the day in multi, if I get lucky and get a good chunk of shards here. In the rewards. I'm guaranteed one. Did I unlock him yet for multi? Not yet. I need to do the quest for it. Fucking another one. I only got 2 shards and I need 3. So rude. 2 fucking mantles. I believe I need to do Uragan and Rathalos. Diablos Sand Barrier. But that's it. in terms of quests, it's not necessarily really that many. Your quest intense? Let me see if Char Char was an absolute fucking beast and grabbed one for me. Ah. All I need is one Azure Athelos shard. I am guaranteed it on the next kill. Fan-fucking-tastic. And then I have 5 single-player quests to do. And then I can go back to hub farming again. Yes. Is there anything in particular we need to do to help you with your dazzling fluid? Break the uvula and cap. Okay. Always fish. I always do anyway. I do not understand the people who don't. The one bomb that I could bring. The fishes back to back. Kind of crazy. Was a shiny drop here for me? I don't know if there was for you. since that's the thing you need, because I just got a frickin' fluid from it, so. Nibble stuff? Yeah. Good old Nibble. Good old Nibble. And he is really just digging over and over again. I want to break the claws so that he does this little like fall over thing. Where he just has his mouth gaping open the whole time. Good connection to Fire with Free Houses DLC? Man, it's tough on hard mode, I bet. I bet. Those games get, like, hard when you up the difficulties to them. Did I hear something break there? Well, he dropped another shiny for me. I don't know if he did for you again, but... Multiple do-overs to learn from your mistakes. Fair enough. But is the DLC good? I never played it. Oh nice, there we go. Of course. The Reneplos that hadn't fucking died. Both claws are broken. I think the uvula is broken. The uvula is broken. Nice. So now we just need to cap it. Is that going to be a limp? Yep, that's a limp. Story is good. The combat's annoying at times. They do annoying additional enemy encounters without warning a lot, and it bugs you. Fair. Nice. Easy peasy. Hopefully that gets you your fluids. Hi, Pickle. can't drive into here. God damn it. That's a big pickup. Difficulty curves compared to hard mode and normal free houses. You've been kicking its ass so far. It makes sense that the DLC would be a lot harder, right? Oh, I hope Ensign got some, because I got 4. 0? Oh my god. Sorry, I stole it all. I got 4 from that quest. The 3rd with 0? Jesus. I don't need any drops from this guy, just fucking murder him. Kill him as hard as you can. I don't need any drops that aren't guaranteed, I suppose is what I should say. And then I can move towards unlocking my Nagakuga once I've helped N10 with another, probably another nibble, I would guess. Nibble or 3. I'm sure it'll only need 1 more. 3 in a row without any, you gotta get 1 next time. Dazzling fluids. It's even a 65% chance from the fucking uvula. Fucking Israelos. Dude, he just doesn't let me do anything in this fight. Ugh. Oh, then I miss because he flinches. Thank fuck for gunners. Never thought I'd say that before, but here we are. Just to deal with this particular shitty monster. Book. Yeah, nice. Oh, okay, he didn't keep his fly go. I thought he would. At least I still hit with a flash bomb. Beep, 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 beep. I do not like Azure in this game. Azure in this game is really annoying. He's really annoying all the time, but he's like super annoying in this game. Because his tail's also too high for you to hit normally. Nice, good. Fuck this asshole. Good quest. Absolutely fucking slaughtered. 4 fucking minutes. Get dunked on, Shed. Piece of crap monster. There's my last shard. Yes. Weapon upgrades. I am now at peak weapon strength. It will not get better than this. For the sake of the remainder of this run. I am tippity-toppitied. The only thing I have to do is get a new armor set. Gonna remove the pinned message because we're gonna help Ensign with one more quest here. To finish off that good rotation logic. Scratch each other's backs. And then I must progress. Because I would fucking love to get Green Naga unlocked today. And maybe even get some multiplayer hunts going of it. That would be really nice. And also helps N10 if I'm not mistaken. You wanted to build a gun out of it as well, right? Oh wait, let me go upgrade my weapon. Let me be a little bit stronger here. I get white sharpness! Oh! Yes! White sharpness. 300 points instead of 240. An extra slot. Good shit. Yeah, this needs Silver Loss and Goldian, so the final upgrade could never happen. But that's fine. Good. Became an old man after getting shot. Dude, this run's making me feel like an old fucking man. Just keeps going on and on and on. I need to buy another large barrel bow. Diablos, Sand Barrier, Uragan, Rathalos, and Steel Uragan. And then I have unlocked Green Naga, and I can then do Green Naga. I forgot to eat. Fucking whoops. I got that little bit of blue on the end now as well. A little bit of blue is what will ban this weapon from the eventual Monster Hunter Wanderer. Oh yeah, because it... Oh no! The, Agiolus wasn't in. Although Pinkian isn't in Monster Hunter 1 either, right? Map Gem 1 in general, because only Monster Hunter 1 is not quite possible, fair enough. So it's, including, Freedom G, or 1G. That tiny little bit of blue is what fucks it over, that's so funny. The thing I don't understand how it's gonna work with that run is the skills. Because, like, I could build full Rathalos armor, but full Rathalos armor has different skills. Anything that's not in Gem 1, you gem out. Oh, God. Nightmare. That was a very unfortunate claw break. That broke. So Uvula break. That fish just dropped a shiny, at least for me. Am I allowed to gem in stuff that's not in Gen... that would be in Gen 1? As a skill? Even if it's not normally on that armor? That is allowed. Okay, cool. Hello, Oni. How are you? Make sure you check for the shinies from the fishes there. I don't know if you already have or not, but... Is he injured? He might be injured. No, he's not. Surviving is good. I'm glad to hear it. Yes? Oh, okay. How you doing, mace? Welcome, welcome. Don't do it. You have earned death. Congratulations. You wasted about 45 minutes on bureaucracy. Beyond that, you're chilling. That sounds about fucking right. Oh. Oop. Do you want to paintball the little fella so we know when he's falling asleep? Not too late. We're not waiting for him to fall asleep. We're just raw dogging the trap, okay? Yes, come this way. Good. You have an internship after the summer. You have to drop your job at the store because you can't do that again. It destroyed you last time, yeah. The fact that you didn't do that last time still fucking boggles me. You're playing Pokemon Stadium 1? Oh, hell yeah. Blast from the past. Can't start arrangements for the disability fund because you're currently employed. Yeah, that sounds about right. Unfortunately. Right, if all is correct, because I got my weapon, I got what I wanted, so now N10 gets what they want. And we have successfully scratched each other's backs. Okay, I got free fucking fluid again. A single? Hey. Rental randomizer? Rental randomizer? Well, thank you very much for the multiplayer, N10. I'm glad that we both got something out of that. I'm going to go and forge my way onwards towards the next farming threshold. What, giant fin? Oh, I just from like Delix or whatever the fuck it's from. That's annoying. I mean, a randomizer is always grand. Randomizer is fantastic. I haven't played any for a wee bit, but I actually played some Poker Rogue this morning. Had a little bit of fun with that. In-game Pokemon are classified as rental. In the OG on the N64, you could transfer Pokemon from red, blue, and yellow. Oh, okay. I did play Stadium, although I mostly just played the minigames. The random Pokemon upgrade. Oh, okay. Hunter Diablos, the Sandy Plains, daytime. It fucking begins. Ugh. Come on. It's a doozy, I can imagine. We get weaker, less hit points. Use a random Pokemon team thing online to pick up your team randomly. Delightful. Okay, we got potions, megas. I got yep. I am all good, I believe. I will attempt to bring flash bombs to do the fancy thing that N10 does sometimes, but I doubt I'll be able to pull it off. Because I'll forget every single time. I have a weapon upgrade. Oh! Absolutely fucking phenomenal. Finally a G weapon. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Randomizer, yum, exactly. Oh, you prick. Oh. Dude, I'm still so fucking hyped by the possibility that some point, someday, potentially, maybe, this game will have a fucking randomizer. Shit is fucking fantastic. Fingit, nice. Ooh. And 1, 2, 3, go. Just have to find, commission, a modder. Not even that. Just have to find and I guess commission, but maybe just convince someone who knows how to code. N10 and another person have already got all of the stuff basically together that's required to be able to do it. They just need someone to like code the the program, basically, if I'm not mistaken, was my understanding of where it was last at N10. You know, free labor. Well, if there's someone who really loves free U and can also code at the same time, then they might just do it because they're like, yeah, I want that, you know? Sadly, I do not have the money to commission anyone. Somehow figure out a way to expand the code like the 60 FPS patch does. Right. Wouldn't have gotten CSM for World Bagel, didn't commission it? Yeah. There was a time where I did have the money and I wanted to commission someone a mod for World, and I like briefly inquired, like, do you think this is something that's possible? And then they were like, I'll look into it. And then just like never ever responded to me ever again. It's like, oh, okay. Well. They're still looking. I imagine it just wasn't something that was doable and they just forgot to like tell me. Because it seems like something that would be really hard to make happen. Because that game is made of fucking hopes and dreams. But, oh well. Exactly. And as far as I can tell, it was a mod that didn't exist, and it's the type of mod that I'm really surprised doesn't exist. Because it feels like such a simple thing to be able to put the same weapon on the wish list twice. Taking into account popularity of what? It's only for having any monster on any map. Right. It's not like materials shuffled around and stuff. Just a monster randomizer. Fair enough. I mean, that's cool by itself, right? That's fucking amazing. Material shuffle wouldn't? That would actually be easier. Oh, fair enough. The mod for a game, an older game, isn't popular, commonly seeked after. Modders won't spend time and effort for free. Yeah. I mean, it was for World, but it was still relatively fresh, though, you know? Like, it wasn't old at that point. When I was doing my stuff, so... Bagel paid a lot for it to get done. Yeah, then I never would have been able to. Unless I meant the round. No. The thing that I was asking about, I just wanted it so that you could put the same weapon in the wish list multiple times. That's all I wanted. That would be so fucking convenient. There's so many times in that game where there's like one weapon that branches into 3 separate weapons, and I just want to have the materials correct. And it peeves me off. You can't find a coder, you will simply pay a poor child to manually randomize everything for every run. That might be worse. I think the larger problem is probably finding someone who can specifically code something that interacts with this bollocks. You know what modders will do for free? Make tits everywhere. The 17th mod that makes the exact same breast model on the exact same character again. Speaking of making tits, that's unironically pretty close to happening. No, not by you. That's at least better. But no. Dude, why is this always the first thing people want to fucking do? Race of fucking degens. So depressing. Hello there. Hey, Gianni. Thank you very much. Hello. Let me give you some hearts. Welcome. I hope you're doing good today. When you're playing Wilds during endgame, you have to fight. Oh god, let's not do this bollocks again. Please. Please, Hedgie. Can we not return to that era? Where there was the obviously very young person. who'd apparently done like 14-page fan theory documents about basically every single fucking modifier listed in a row for monster fights. First and most downloaded mod for Stellar Blade on PC was Nude Ava. Ava being the main protagonist. I mean, I'm not surprised. They probably didn't really have to do a lot of work, from what I understand, with that game to put that fucking detail in. Yeah, we removed the 1 pixel of fabric that was covering her skin. I wonder if that poor model knows what she signed up for. Evolution looking at RimWorld, it seems like an interesting game. RimWorld is a really fun game. And if you're someone who likes to mod, it has a lot of longevity as well. Still a good game though. I haven't played it. To be completely honest, the fact that it looked like that game was made because the director really had the hots for that model and just wanted to beat his meat as much as possible really kind of pushed me away from anything to do with it. I've vaguely heard of Nikki. I think we've maybe had a conversation about it on stream before, but I cannot remember what it is. It clearly wasn't relevant information. Softcore not safe for work. Mobile game, 90% but yeah, that's that. Unsurprising I didn't bother remembering what it was. Okay. Apparently has one of the best storytelling. Sure it does. The best story people. The best storytelling from people who have one hand on their tissues and one hand on their fucking cock. Uh-huh. They're crying a lot, alright. Surely getting Night Rain update DLC on the anniversary. Maybe. Who just doesn't understand art? When it comes to some art, definitely not, no. I'm not afraid to admit that. I think a bunch of art is just pretend bollocks. I think the over-sexualization of modern characters that are basically what we consider to be the pinnacle assessment of the human race, being every single video game character that exists at any point ever, and the fact that they're always hot and never have like anything going on with them at all that's negative in any way, functionally, is actually really damaging to the general ability of the populace to become attracted to other people. When we are assailed by what we consider to be perfectly attractive people at every point and situation at which we exist in our lives. That's not very healthy. In all media, everywhere, it's not just games. But they do it in the TV as well. Yeah, it's a problem there as well. It's not good. Benzer? That's not my one. It's like East Asia incel problems. I can't comment on that, I don't know. It's very easy to see how stuff is incredibly fucked up there because of their obsession with idols and stuff though, right? K-pop. Which by itself should just be music, but it's like, yeah, these women aren't allowed to go outside, they're not allowed to, like, have fucking partners or any of that bollocks. If they're seen with a man, it's a problem, like... God knows how many of them have been killed. I know there's quite a few in Japan. Only allowed games should be GU with all female hunters wearing full crystal beard. I don't think that's the solution, obviously. Like, that's a very extreme way to try and quote-unquote solve it. It just needs to not be constant. You know? Like, you need to see human beings in media. Because it doesn't matter how accepting of reality and how individually, like, iron-willed you are or have a, like, strong knowledge of existence around the world, it erodes your perception, slowly but surely, because it's just how things work, right? It just eats away. It's damaging. Doesn't 100% appeal to males either. Appeal or apply? Sorry. Hello, Ratty. Welcome. Females interested in something? Yeah, I mean, obviously. It will be appealing to everyone that is not ace. It's kind of the point, right? If they experience sexual attraction. Not just a bloke. It's not just, but the majority market by a good share of games is still very much men. And while everything can't always apply to anyone, the grand majority of the people who are prone to doing more violent things are males. Good old testosterone, thanks for that, buddy. You little shit. Nice. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Wee. Oh, come on. Just gotta get this guy's fucking arms broken. And then this becomes so much easier. Hello, Tornado. Gotta block that one. Good, good. I think that went relatively well. Going down. Thank you so much, kitty cat. Oh, I was just about to top my healing up as well. Grand. Yeah, I should be able to chilled meat the next the next bit of stamina. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh. Should rebel and stream topless? No. That would be very uncomfortable. Thank you. And also not pleasant to look at. I doubt there'll be many people who are like, yeah, came for the monster and stayed for the moves, you know? I'm sure there's somebody who would like it, yeah. It's also probably not the energy I really want though, right? I have been unfortunate enough in my life to have sat in a few streams of poor streamers, typically female, who are just being like fucking disgustingly harassed in their chat. I can do without that energy. Hello, Andrew. Welcome. Oh, I'd already blocked it. Used the advice the other day about Barrios front legs. Did it help? Was it helpful? It did? Good. I'm glad. I just kicked him in the face. That's not really what I wanted to do. I can continue to stand by. By my advice that it's genuinely the best thing you can do in this fight, and it makes it so much easier. All we hits on the legs when you could, had the hunt end faster than it normally would. Nice. Good, good. I'm very glad. That little slide, every time it does a side jump, just making it do that little slide is so fucking helpful. So much extra damage in, so many more opportunities where you would have been killed that you just don't get killed and stuff like that. It's brilliant. Two X KO at ganking? Truly is a LOL fighting game? Yeah. I mean, at that point, definitely, yeah. Has a lot of breathing room? Yeah. I can't even think about the number of times where I've watched Barrios jump to my sides and I just barely don't die because he does that little slippy. Instead of like insta-charging me. You lost interest in 2XK, but you got an ad for it a million times. Sounds about right for Riots. I thankfully never got any ads for it. I'm most certainly outside the demographic. So that's probably why, but I'm very happy I didn't. Now you're getting ads for local elections. That's so weird to me. Does one get ads for good games? Do you? The people who can afford ads aren't the ones making good games. Got an ad for a marathon. Amazing. I really hope that the stop killing games thing goes and actually gets like properly accepted by the European Parliament. That would be fucking fantastic. And without them taking 100 million years to do it as well, that would be nice. Looking at you, DST. Yeah, it was taken there and there was a positive, like, response towards it, but no outcome in particular. It was just, like, positive vibes from the people who were talking about it. I don't believe there was any, like, you know, anything. It's a struggle forcing it onto huge game corps. I don't think it is. I think it's actually really easy. But if it's the EU, to just be like, yeah, unless your game has a specific, like, it will run for this long and this, it's not being sold in all of Europe, basically. They'll immediately be like, yep, it's this for this long now. There you go, done. Because they're not just gonna not sell their products to all of Europe. Functionally all of Europe. If it's just a few people who are trying to make it happen, then it's like functionally impossible to get the developer to do it right. But if it's like, what, the third largest gaming market in the world, I imagine? America, China, Europe, I would guess, is what it would be at this point in time. To be like, yeah, so if you don't do this, that's an entire market of people that you can just never sell your products to. The greed will outwin the... The greed will outwin the greed, right? Any concerned how / if it affects live service? My understanding of what the point of it was is when it refers to live service things, they have to give you an amount of time that the game will at least specifically run for, and it cannot be turned off before that point legally. And before the game is shut off, it cannot just be shut off instantly after that point. There has to be notice given to customers with refunds to be given if they have active subscriptions and stuff going. And then after the fact, the company is not allowed to block any attempts to make private servers run. That's my understanding of what the point of it is. That would affect live service stuff. The idea of once they've shut their game down, they essentially do not have the legal right to block the ability to play their game anymore. Because they've stopped providing the service. And that they can't just make you pay. I mean, at this point, what is it, like 70 fucking quid for something? Just to be like, no, we turned it off a weekend, sorry, bye. I'm dead here. Oh, it didn't hit me. So it'll make it harder for live service games, for sure. A bit, but... We've been notified when games go offline, like Anthem. Noticed months before it went down. In some cases, it hasn't been the case. Like, what was the one that was relatively recent? High Guard? That was gone in like a month and then you just couldn't sign in one day, basically? Or was it a different one? That was only up for like a week and then it was just shot in the head and people just couldn't log in, basically? And there was no notice until even after the fact that it was shut down, I think. Ever go into a hunt really cocky and then get carded in 2 minutes? Oh, 100%. Definitely. Concord was shot in the head, right? That was the PlayStation one, right? I was at Revolution and shut down, yeah. That's the thing, specifically when it comes to a live service game, that I think will not be allowed to happen, is the point. Is the part of the, at least it's the idea anyway, is that part of the like contractual obligation of the fact that you're doing a live service game is that you have to run it for a minimum period of time. Not like it doesn't get the company's fucking irrelevant, right? It's not the point. It's the 10 people who enjoyed the game and were really looking forward to it when it came out and then wanted to play it and then got fucked over. And actually did like have fun with it. Yeah, I don't know about that either. My guess would be I doubt it, to be honest. 25-minute quest is pretty fucking good. Not moving anymore, so probably asleep. High guard guarantees automatic refunds? What about the other ones though, right? It's good that high guard did. That's nice. Really? Come on. Sony offered refunds for Concord? Amazing. How un-Sony of them. They must have known that they would not win any lawsuits. Still tried to hold on to the money though. Only offered, didn't just refund people. Some say offered, some say issued. I would typically like to give the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes to companies, I'm gonna give them the opposite. Until proven otherwise. Fucking spring. Refunds is always the option, or was they first be across? Yeah, the problem it should be, but the issue is if, right? And they know that as well. If they get put under investigation. And if they can't just bribe the people who are doing the investigating. Okay, Uragan. Which unlocks Rathalos and Steel Uragan, which unlocks Green Naga Cougar. I am close. And then I could have farmed my armor set. And everything will be wonderful. tricky. You don't want live service games to get fucked by it? The only lives, personally, as the way that I can see it, the only possible way that I can see that live service games get fucked by it is if they were already inherently trying to be untrustworthy. If it's implemented as stated, all they have to do is state how long they expect the game to run for and run it for that long. Minimum. Minimum length. State the minimum length of how long the game should run for. And then run it to that length. And then provide customers advance notice of when it's shutting down. The only reason, in my mind, why those two rules would fuck you over is if you were inherently trying to be disingenuous with your product. And also, it should never retroactively apply, right? Those two rules, at least. It's a bit weird to... Well, the second one should. But the first rule should never retroactively apply, of like, you should state how long you expect it to run for minimum, because you can just be like, the length it already has. You hate this one, so I agreed. Lucent Naga in this game? Lucent Naga's in this game. He's a post-game HR monster unlock. I want to say it's either like 70 or 80 or something that you need to get to Hunter rank to unlock him. But yeah, he's post-game. And HR in this game is slow. Lavasioff's still worse. I will agree, pre-World Lavasioff. World Lavasioff is annoying, but it's not worse than Urigan, in my opinion. Pre-World Lavasioff is way worse than Urigan. Lucent's cool, Lucent is cool. Lucent is cool, yeah. I agree. You've yet to fight a pre-world Lavasioff? Just don't. It's my advice. I've been going for 20 plus years, yeah. You dislike they turned it into a Duratodos in World? I, if anything, would almost say the opposite. Duratodos is kind of incredibly like Lavasioff. I feel like the only thing that really was changed from Duratodos, from old Lavasioff, is that it doesn't just do the spam up and down jump attack, where it then flops around a bit. which it does in the old games, it will jump up, plop down in the exact same spot, tremor the ground around it, and then just flop like 3 times on the floor like a dead fish, stand back up, and then it will immediately do it again. And they removed that move in Worlds, which is good. And then it will do that like 3 or 4 times. Then it will launch itself into the lava, swim for like half a minute, fire a fireball at you, jump out, flop, jump back in the lava. Congratulations, you fought pre-World Lavasia. It's the worst fucking fight. It's dog shit. You disliked Urigan until you learn how to fight it a bit better. I dislike Urigan because I feel like so much of its stuff is just a time waste. The big AoE move that it does with gas, various types of gas, depending on the Urigan, you basically can't really hit it unless you've got a greatsword or a ranged weapon, for the most part. So you're just waiting for like 5 seconds, you can't do anything. It has terrible hit zones basically over its entire body, so it just takes like needlessly long to kill because you can't do good damage. Its tremor just needlessly hits around its entire body. I feel like it does the big chin slam attack, but then it tremors like to the end of its tail and then another like quarter of its tail length behind it, and it's just not necessary. It's just more time waste, you know? It's just weird. It suffers the Brute Wyvern problem. The entire fight is basically spent just attacking its legs. Tremor's weirdly delayed. Yeah, true. It's just a poorly done fight. It's better in World, like it's improved in World, but it still kind of sucks. Oh, hello, Raka. How are you? Hello. Oh, my voice got caught in my throat there. I don't need nuggets anymore. You refuse to fight it well when you encounter it. Yeah, thankfully at no point in the entire game do you need to. It's never a relevant quest. I refuse to fall to your trolling techniques, Oni. Uh-huh. Sure, buddy, sure. Yeah, Tremors in World were terrible. I have no idea why they decided to make Tremor in World like that. The little bit of movement is cool. I like that. But then why make it like twice as long as it was normally? This defeats the point. Yes, Oni. Of course, Oni. You're definitely not trolling, Oni. You'll definitely convince me of this. I actually liked Radabon. I like Radabon because I feel like once you knock his stuff off, he doesn't have shit zones. And he doesn't do as much, like, annoying bullshit. And because his part breaks are so, like, visually significant, they're so fucking satisfying. I don't know why I blocked that. I got Tremor Res. The mechanics around it, not so much, but as a monster, yeah. I think Sappy's a good fight. I think he's a good monster. I can take or leave the enmity. Personally, I don't mind it terribly too much. But I do think the fight would probably be more Monster Hunter-y without it. So it would be nicer to have it gone, but it's never going to be gone. But the siege mechanics are fucking terrible. The 2 to 3 of them, and that's if you're playing with 4 people or a full lobby. If you're playing by yourself and you're not cracked fucking good at the fight, you're looking at like 5 upwards. Optimal Aqua Shot builds. How do you get the Aqua Shot? You like Radabon? Just call him the Wrath of Dan. I don't know if I understand the reference. So 2 to 3, yeah. Just sounds funny, fair enough. Oh, I should have blocked. No monster gives you everything you need from the first hunt. Clearly you haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds, so I'm sorry. You know what, Rise was the one people try and claim that about? If it's true for Rise, it's way more true for Wilds. I killed 2 low-rank Quaimatris, and I built the entire armor set, the weapon, and the weapon upgrades. 2! And the problem with Safi when it comes to its weapons, right, is that theoretically you can never receive it. You could hunt Safi forever with light bowgun equipped to guarantee that you get a light bowgun drop. And the game could just never give you the aqua shot, because it doesn't guarantee that you'll get all of them, it guarantees that you'll get a light bowgun. You would be incredibly unlucky, but... I thought you had to do the final quest with the light gun, but it might be claim rewards. I don't know. I've never truly known because, to be honest, I think its weapons are a waste of time. The amount of time that you have to spend doing a hunt of that creature is not worth any reward that you would get from it. I'll occasionally hunt him because I enjoy fighting him. I think he's a fun fight. But never for the rewards. Never ever for the rewards. It was whatever weapon you have on you. Okay, fair enough. Nonetheless, even if the specifics about killing it with the weapon is untrue, like, the rest of the point remains true. Hard grinding the Safi weapons to be power up the instant Alatreon dropped, yeah. I mean, outside of the few niche situations, I don't think a lot of them are even necessarily better than the Brachy weapons, are they? You've been playing GU with someone, you've been Prowlers to get through low rank, so it only takes 100 to get new armor for it. Yeah. Prowlers are very much just there for the sake of existing, right? In a really bad place in your life right now, Tundra Area 2 with 2 brackies. Did you not bring any poop, Anton? Felt like they added the Prowlers in last minute. I would not be surprised, to be honest. Honestly, GU's a great game. It's really cool. There's a lot of stuff that's really good about GU. A lot of GU feels like they added it either last minute or they developed it for like 2 days and then were like, this is good enough, right? And then forgot they even put it in the fucking game. Sappy Fire dual blades were a go-to because the cool off dual blades were Garbo. See, both of those things are Siege, so both of them are Garbo. Not really any other good alternatives. There's not, no. Just use the Glavenus ones. And just accept that you don't have good fire dual blades. Your theory is they like being pooed on and it makes their bond grow stronger. Oh, okay. One of those, eh? Swept through monsters like Gamoth and Shiguru much faster than if you were both hunters. Okay, but cool weapons are gold. Still don't think they're worth the time investment that you have to do to get them. What world do GU Prowlers do damage? In low rank. where the hunters don't have any skills or weapons that are good yet, because low rank GU, especially early on, is absolutely dog shit for hunters. Bad sharpness, bad armor skills, just bad everything. It's the only time they get to pretend like they're useful. God bless Master Rank Cove. It's so much better than high rank, but I still think it's hell. Hello, Eugene. How are you? Okay, this is my last key before I actually get green Naga. Rathalos and Steel Urgan. Which weapon in any Monster Hunter game has the worst bad affinity? Rusted Kashala Deora, maybe? If you want an actual weapon that's not just like the shitty worn or rusted weapons that you get from random drops. Good eating, short break, and then hitting the gym. Nice. This items challenge seems like a pain in the ass for no item sets. It's a lot more menuing because of no item sets, but as long as you remember like vaguely what threshold you should be at in terms of your menu, it's fine. You never know the real consensus of Monster Hunter nowadays. In what regard? To be fair, I don't think you can ever have a consensus on anything at this point. Right? There's just too many people in the world with too many different opinions. Backy weapons in 4U have -70? Oh, okay. I'm really sad that Outlanders is a gacha game. I heard, but it was. People want to hunt monsters, but not wanting to farm them, but wanting an ongoing reason to hunt, but don't want to continue hunting monsters is confusing. I would say that one's pretty simple, to be honest. The people who have, to some degree, been playing the games for longer would prefer to hunt stuff and actually have things to farm. Or people who prefer the older games, should I say, more so, is maybe more appropriate. And the people who prefer the newer games don't want to have to farm gear, but still want a reason to hunt the monsters. Because they want to have their strong, powerful gear that makes them feel like they're a anime protagonist, because that's the way the games since World have been very much showing you off. Hell, there's a bit of it in 4U as well. So the feeling of the game is very much that you're this really powerful, cool person, and to get stuck on having to farm a monster for 30 minutes to get your gear upgrade doesn't make you feel cool and powerful. Right? I think it's pretty simple. Which is why you constantly have this disagreeing, like, sentiment. I can't remember if you were here for that conversation or not, but it's something we talked about the other day of, at least how I feel is the maybe pre-4U, you could include 4U as well, but definitely as soon as Generations comes along, there is a shift where the monsters are not the focal point. The hunter is the focal point. And that's become more and more relevant the more and more modern the game has become. So you've got people who would still rather have the monster as the focal point, and people who'd still rather have the hunter as the focal point, and they just have clashing views on the franchise, right? Rise is like that, Wilds is like that, World is like that. You never need to do any prep for any individual fight in World, because you can have basically every single item that is useful and you will need at any given point in your inventory. And you will never need to do anything about it. You can have antidotes, cool drinks, hot drinks, energy potions for if you get set to sleep. Is there anything else you would even need to prep with? Flash bombs, sonic bombs, a full assortment of healing stuff and combinable healing stuff. Traps. And everything that you pick up on quest, at least in terms of carving and monster materials, goes into a separate inventory anyway, right? So the monster becomes so much less of a vocally relevant point. Yesterday was almost only sleeping, which you can feel now, not so much this morning. No one wants to grind low rank, then anything you grind gets immediately outclassed and high. I actually really like to me personally, the best bit of a Monster Hunter game is the progression. It's going through the ranks, slowly getting more powerful, getting new gear, fighting monsters with stuff, running into points where I have to be like, okay, maybe I actually need to get some upgrades now. What do I want to get? What can I get at this point? What's good for my armor, my gear, all that stuff. So I like having stuff to farm in each rank, personally. And I think that focus is very much, at least in my feelings, gone away with new games. Is the entire point is to get to the end of the game, get to end game, do end game. It's about end game and the meta. There is nothing else. Farm your full, I don't know, meta for anything other than base world behemoth armor set, so that you can get as much crit and crit boost as possible as soon as you can. Nothing else matters. I'm bored, I don't have anything to do. Why is there no content in this game? Thank you very much, Space. Have some hearts. So in conclusion, Milka killed the franchise. Unironically, yes. Yes. People like Rotes who only care about meta stuff and getting there and then spamming the end game as quickly as possible genuinely are the problem. I will say this 1,000 times. Meta is the death of fun. Because it's always the meta people who rush to their meta stuff, don't play the game, still want to play the game because they haven't played any of the game yet, but are too powerful and kill everything and are bored, so they want harder content. Which is how we get the absolutely dogshit systems for endgame that Rise and Base Wilds has. With anomaly investigations, which is fucking atrocious. And whatever the fuck is going on with the Tempered Stars. Oni will be able to understand that better than I can, because I sure as shit don't understand the point of that. Meta will always exist as long as any level of variables. It will. But the problem is in the shift of trying to accommodate people who exclusively do meta things. And the general uptick in Rise of, when I was younger and I asked what good armor set was in, like, 4U, people were like, Berserk Tetsu's really good for G1 if you've just got into G. If you ask what a good armor set in 4U is now, it will be whatever the piece of meta is. It doesn't matter where you are in the game, it's not relevant. The good armor set is like Full Garuga or something, I don't know. I know Full Garuga's a really good armor set in that game. In G. Not to say that it was better, like people were scummy, they've always been scummy in this franchise, unfortunately. But yeah. Your friend really wants to play as cats. Playing as the cats is fun for a bit, but I lose my interest in it after a while, to be honest. The anomalies are fun. But this is the thing, right? You can fight Great Baggy over and over and over again without the anomaly system existing in the way that it does. Nothing is stopping you fighting Great Baggy over and over again. A harder version of the fight, you know? The problem is that that is the forced endgame. That's it. That's all there is. But anomaly investigations didn't need to exist. There was already the endgame of anomalies in the first place. But it's just, it's not hard enough. It's not hard enough. It's not hard enough. The game's too hard. Wilds, the meta isn't relevant unless you want to just look at the monster and it's already dead. Yeah. Monsters in that game die very quickly. At least in terms of the story. You still pop the question, what do people want as endgame? Nothing. Is my answer. Your ideal is no endgame. Yep. What I want them to do is focus on fleshing out every rank with more stuff and focusing on making a more full fleshed out game and experience that you enjoy as you go through the ranks and you can actually do stuff there. And if people want to do super endgame funky fights, they can wait for the event quests that add stupid, silly hyper monsters. And outside of that, quite frankly, they can just fuck off. Like, it's not kind and it's not nice, but if the end game is never good enough, no matter what they work on with the end game, then they shouldn't work on the end game. Your end game is maxing out your hunter rank. Have fun. Enjoy. If it's never good enough, then it's not worth spending time on. If it's just perpetually going to be complained about. I think the Guiding Lance was a good endgame, personally. I don't think it was well implemented. I think it was very poorly implemented, but I think it was well done as an idea. To get honing materials to make your equipment more powerful than it needs to be. But it got ruined by the fact that they added title updates after the fact, which makes it so your equipment needs to be that powerful. And good luck to most people to fight Patalis without augmented armor and also a health regen weapon. Actually, you've done that. You are not most people when it comes to Monster Hunter World, Oni. You are not most people. You could be there until about 50, which means one quest after Toby on Bright Shores. Anyway, tomorrow you're busy in the Monster Hunter section. Ah, bummer. That's a shame. And I'll probably be done with this week. As long as I don't get completely fucked in terms of drops today. Saying add better monsters is not a valid answer. Fuck the question because no one can give an answer. I mean, I think that's I genuinely think that is my answer. Just remove endgame. Endgame is maxing your hunter rank. You cannot have title updates and endgame in the same space and expect it to ever work. Because every time a title update comes in, the endgame has to be removed. And has to be fucked with. And updated. And improved upon. Again, and again, and again, right? You like to have an endgame because you want a reason to continue playing this game? I mean, there is one. Raising your hunter rank and getting all of your crowns. It's still there. It's just too much of the focus, I think. The base suffers for it because too much of the focus becomes the end. There's also getting the good loadouts, right? Good loadouts for every weapon, getting all of the weapons that you want to be able to get for all of your weapons. Something less monotonous is leveling up a Lomeli Nagakuga to level 300 less monotonous. Or whatever. Is it 300? Or is it 200? I can't remember how far it goes. $120. I'm pretty sure it's more than that. Guild quests go to 140. Unless they changed it down again. I thought it was 300. Do you not think that if the game by itself was more appropriately scaled and difficult and like required you to interact with it more, that it would be a baseline instinct more fun to play? Without needing some ridiculous endgame stuff though? Other than just slapping a cheap, easy tempered version on everything, right? Your idea of endgame would be to still have reason to hunt most, if not all, the monsters in the game farm for something. Guiding lads. It's guiding lads. But no one liked it, so it will never come back. Because everyone just bitched and whined. Instead of seeing where there was problems and correcting the problems that it had. which was the need for geology. And quite frankly, just an odd number and an unnecessary amount of materials to be gained. Region leveling should never have been capped. You should have been able to get every region to max level. Or at least it shouldn't have taken the 1,000 hunts it would need or whatever. Guiding Lens was useful for Alatreon and Fatty. That's where I think there becomes a problem, is if... I think for a lot of people who are relatively more, like, casual to the franchise, the end game can basically be something that they completely ignore. I think for a lot of those people who would classify as that, Alatreon and Fatalis are disgustingly difficult, if not nigh on impossible to do without that stuff. Which means the end game is no longer the end game, it's just the game. And that's where you run into a bit of a problem, right? Which is why I don't think endgame works with title updates. Like, you can't make it work. Because if you make an endgame, if you make an endgame that exists in the game when it releases, and then you do a title update and make the monster as if it was more difficult than the final story monster, and don't include the endgame at all, everyone's gonna kick the shit out of it, and everyone's gonna think it's a shit title update. Because they're more powerful than it is. Like, it doesn't stand a chance, right? If everyone's got honed, augmented gear. So once again, no one's happy. Falls into the too easy, too hard argument, which really rattles you. The problem I think that Monster Hunter specifically has when it comes to a too easy, too hard situation is that it tries to appease both sides, right? They make it so that the game is, at least, it is becoming easier and easier to get through each game. Not just because someone is experienced or whatever, it is just becoming easier. That's fine, it doesn't matter, right? It's a completely valid thing to do. So you have lowered the expectation of the difficulty of the game because it is easier to get through the game. That's just what happens. And then they add like a bunch of just ludicrously difficult stuff compared to the normal difficulty of the game. So all the people that, you know, wake up in the morning and strap the razor wire onto their balls so that they can feel something, complain the game's too easy. And then all of the people that have played this game, potentially for the first time ever, are really confused by the sudden, like, unnecessarily ludicrous spike in difficulty. So paradoxically, it is too hard and too easy at the same time. area transition to heal. Bracky switches area, slams you mid-drink. You area transition to heal? I mean, N10's on this run, so I think that's pretty fair. A gunner on the double Brachydios quest with half ammo and half healing. We can't have challenging content without upsetting those who struggle. Yes, but I don't think that's the problem here. I think the problem is that the game baseline does not set an expectation for you to struggle. World did. Many people got stuck on Anjanath. For some reason, I still don't understand why that's such a difficulty spike. But it is for some reason. My partner got stuck on Rathalos, which is hilarious to anyone who's played the game for a long time, right? That was the point where they were like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not really having fun. I want to play it multiplayer instead. Many folk got stuck on Barrioff in G rank. That fucker got a lot of people stuck. Mostly people who didn't know just to break his arms. But he fucked a lot of people up. But like, I don't feel that each fight is its own slight struggle to understand the monster, right? There is occasional fights which are more difficult. But overall, unless for some reason you are just unwilling to learn how to play the game at a baseline, for the most part, you kind of breeze through story fights now. Even people who've not played the game before and I'm watching them play the game for like the first time or something, they don't tend to struggle that much. So you haven't set the expectation. Like, the bar is not aligned for people to be challenged in the first place. So when a new monster comes out and it's really difficult, they haven't been given the tools to cope with the fact that this is now more difficult, right? It's like if you were doing your driving test all of a sudden, and you get taken to a roundabout and you're like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen it before. You are not prepared for it. You can't deal with it, right? You can try, but it's gonna be less enjoyable and not go as well as if you'd already been built up to that moment. I don't think you ever can truly win. I think you're correct. But I think it's like, you're never gonna please everyone, and that needs to be something that people just accept instead of whining, you know? And I at least feel like that's what modern Monster Hunter games are trying to do. They're trying to please everyone. And all they're doing is succeeding in pissing off both groups of people. Tainted by the loud majority around your games to be to the point where you're frustrated, yeah. The sad thing is, at the end of the day, I think that in a lot of cases, people are correct. Like, they have valid points. They're doing a shit job at explaining themselves. And they're not doing it in an acceptable way at all. But I think when you have the people who are complaining in both separate ways, like obviously they're different people, but I think they both have a point. I feel like I'm missing a singular thing, but I can't tell what it is. That guy's shine light on the shit situation never works out. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. I need another dragon toadstool. Tansy chips. Also need to do my thumb. Those two's getting review bombed again, yeah. I can't say I'm surprised. I don't think it necessarily works because people are still shitty at the end of the day, ultimately, and they're still going to be just fucking weird about it. But I think what would really help a game like Helldivers is the devs being like, this is what we are going to do and this is the game we want to make. If you don't like it, fuck off. Because it's the problem of trying to appease everyone, you know? Is it doesn't work for anyone and then everyone is angry. Then all they get is this tiny little patch note window that doesn't give them any information as to why the decisions are being made whatsoever. And people feel like the game that they enjoyed is going away. And then the people who don't do anything other than play 25 hours of Helldiver every hour. Pissed off because the shit to make them do 500% more damage has been reduced to 490% more damage. Despite the fact that their chief complaint was that the game was too easy. And ironically, you wish for it to eventually get No Man's Sky treatment. It never will. Because the community won't let it. The No Man's Sky community slash dev team could get away from that because basically everyone hated them unanimously. And I don't think that could happen with Hellos. Especially since I don't know if they have the strength of will to do what they did with No Man's Sky, where they just kind of like focused in, did what they needed to do, and worked out what they were going to do about it and how they were going to do it, and then make it happen. Instead, it just feels like it's a bunch of reactionary hot patches and all of this crap. They do what they want, and then people don't like it, and then they just quickly go like, patch it. So all they do is piss everyone off. They pissed off the people who got the patch in the first place and liked it, because now they've reverted it. And they pissed the people off who didn't like it, because even though it got changed, it was done in the first place, which they didn't like. So now everyone's angry. Biggest consensus on the negative, the game hasn't gotten much new in terms of game progress besides Warbond for the past year, which is valid. Simultaneously, I would also say congratulations, you're playing a live service game. As horrible as that is, right? The Warbonds are how they make money. I must say I was very surprised after not having played the game for like, I don't even know how long it was, 9 months or something, and there still wasn't a single new ship upgrade for me to do. Very surprising. Green? He's green. He is green. That's basically the only unique trait he has. I do think it is a failure of success. If that game had never succeeded to the degree that it has now, I think that would be a much better game at the end of it. But now there's too many cooks in the pot, right? It doesn't work anymore. There's too much feedback, and because there's a bunch of different people who want different things from the game, it's all paradoxical. And instead of doing the thing that they want to do with it, they instead try and appease everyone because they did such a good job. And it was really successful. And now they're stuck in a downward spiral, unless they just tell me to fuck off, I think. Samples we've not been able to spend since ever, but you can give them to the DSS. Woo! Once every 5 days or something. Does the double tail slam they gave it to regular Naga? Yeah, that's what I mean though. The fact they gave it to regular Nagakuga means he just doesn't have anything unique anymore, right? Not believe the reason he's green. So thoroughly enjoy the game and its game loop. Making the best of it while it's standing. Yeah, good. I must say, I think it's a bit of a, like, a fool's errand to ever believe that a live service game is going to remain in a state that you enjoy for any extended period of time. Right? When it comes to that type of thing, you've got to just... If you enjoy it in the moment, you've got to play it and enjoy it in the moment, but you've got to know that it is eventually going to change. Because it has to. Because if they want to run that game for 5 years, that game after 5 years is just not going to look the same as that game at the start. It can't. Hell, there's an extra fucking faction, right? Which everyone already knew was going to be there, even from the initial time, but... I think while we have entered into an age of entitled whiny gamers, it's becoming more important, in my opinion, for devs to be like, this is what we want to do. This is the game we want to make. And it's becoming more important for devs to unironically just tell people to fuck off. More human beings need to be told that they can't get what they want and they should just fuck off. It would be healthy. You step away from the internet more and ignore online lab. Yeah, yeah. Apologize for the mood killing topic. Hasn't killed my mood. I think it's interesting. The ballooning budget of games, they're forced to try and make games that appeal to literally everyone. Stop with the ballooning budget. What's the ballooning budget done? Honestly. Every game is now the same visual piece of bollocks. Copy-pasted, hyper-realistic, crappy graphics. That is the most boring shit to look at. Because it's the same crap from the same developer again. With the same Ubisoft Tower mechanics. With a team that's made up of 80% middle managers. It's not that they're forced to make games that appeal to everyone, it's the fact that the CEO is taking a 90% cut. Because he's got to give himself his £17 million bonus because he fingered his own asshole really well in the office the other day. While everyone else was busy deving. So he deserves that bonus, you know? It's not the budget that's ballooning, it's the waste that's ballooning. When you've still got indie devs smacking out absolutely fucking phenomenal games. And they're like, yeah, so I did work for like 5 years and then saved up like 100 grand and then lived on nothing but noodles and my own tears for moisture for 2 years to make this game. And 5 people liked it and I cried with joy. I don't think it's the problem that the cost requirements are ballooning. I do know it is more expensive to make games now. There's a lot more that goes into it. There's a lot more tech, there's a lot more stuff. Sound design quality is expected to be much higher, visual quality is expected to be higher. Apparently optimization isn't very important anymore. Arrowhead released a statement. Please tell me it just says fuck off in all caps. Dear community, this is the lead dev speaking. Fuck you! Dude, if they do that, I'll start playing this game tonight. I'll be back on it immediately. I think many games in recent years, while they have cost a lot of money, probably a lot more than they did many a year ago, right? Show that you do not need to have 900 employees working on one game to make a good game. Anything that Toby Fox has made, Claire Obscure has, like, what, 80 people worked on it or something? If you include outside contractors for music and all that bollocks. Initial Helldivers 2 release, I don't know how many people they had at the company at that point in time, but I think it was a lot less than it is now. When you're able to do functionally anything you could possibly envision and dream of with modern tech in terms of making a game, I would imagine people can do basically anything. The problem becomes not one of creativity, it becomes one of restraint, right? And when you're Todd Howarding 14 times the size or whatever the fuck it was, 10 times the detail. That's not restraint. That's what's making it cost so much. 20th yachts needed for the development of the game. 16 times, that was it. 16 times the detail. Like, the person setting the expectations there is the problem, right? It's not the fact that the game costs a lot of money to make. The person setting the expectation is the issue. They could have just slapped some multiplayer code into Fallout 4, and I'm relatively certain that every Fallout fan would have just fucking creamed themselves. Like, this is why we're talking about Helldivers. No, just a general discussion about, like, the trying to appease everyone and thus appeasing nobody that developers are doing. At least that I feel like developers are doing. And I think two very good examples of that are Capcom and Helldivers. The graphics in Full Alpha were pretty good. Yeah, there was no need to make that, like, more relevant, right? It was fine. It's meant to look the same, yeah. But it's 16 times the detail. How could it possibly look the same? Bum 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 bum. Green Nugget down, back to multiplayer. Only that would be so good. I honestly would love it so much. Like, this is the thing to me, as I've just briefly searched through the community statement thing. Like, this is useless. This isn't gonna do anything other than make people more angry. That's not useful. That doesn't help anything. Because it's just appeasing. 16 times the anus. I think that might be more truthful. There's nothing they can say which will make people happy. No, there isn't. Which is why you need to not try. Stop trying to make people fucking happy. Also, it can't be a text statement. It has to be someone saying it. A text statement doesn't do anything because it doesn't give you tone. You need the lead dev. Or someone who is relevant. Who is angry. You're angry? No, someone on the dev team. Okay, I am in French Fad number 1. If you would like to join again for multi. That's probably done by tomorrow then. Probably, especially if you're about to join me for some multiplayer, because we will get farming done a shit ton quicker if you're about to join for multi. This I pinned you? Oh, whoops. I think it's because it moved in the chat when I went to go pin it. There we go. I just want to put that pressure on you, you know? Okay, Nagakuga Mantle. A lot of generic stuff. I need a lot of dapples. Okay, dapples need to be something that I peep at here. And mantle. Let's go into a multi-hub. Breakhead. It's not a tail carve? Crazy. Congratulations, by the way, N10, on completing the horror of the quest. Well done, well done. Congrats on your HR7 goodness. Capture one, kill one, please. I don't actually need to be in the secret area at all, sadly. Oh, don't hit me. To break head for the mantle. Body carves, capture shinies, okay. Whee! Break wing and break tail for the dapples, and it's more common on capture than body carve. You do have a 100% chance of getting one as a reward from both quests though, both the single one and this double one. Okay. So mostly for those, I think it's just going to be a case of I will eventually get them. Hey, you cats! Hey, Dredge, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're both good. This game looks so good in fake 60 FPS. It does, yeah. It looked really good in 30 FPS, so it's not surprising. It just looks good as a game. But it is amazing that the monsters still flow so smoothly. You're watching while playing? You need to watch to wake you up. Well, that missed. And we kill the other one. I would like to get its tail cut again, because that is the relevant drop that you can get from double. Everything else broke on the first one, so I can't get any more rewards for any of that anyway from quest rewards. You've been doing good materials for your weapons, gun, lance, sword, and shield, and spikes. That's a nice selection. There's a limit on break rewards. You can only get rewards for each part per monster. Per unique monster type, I suppose. If a quest had 15 Nagakugas on it, and you broke every single one of their heads, you would get one Nagakuga head break reward. It conversely means that you can spread your focus. So if you really wanted head cut and tail cut for Nagakuga, the green Naga here, on the first one, and you got both of those, but you failed to break the wings by the time it died, but then break the wings on the second one, doesn't matter. You'll get both rewards. If Naga and green Naga were in the same quest, then you would get, presuming you broke everything on both of them, everything for both of them. It's each, like, unique monster type. Green Naga and Naga are different, so you can get break rewards for them. Both. But you can put infinite green Nagas on a quest, you'll only ever get one break reward. That applies to the series as a whole, as far as I'm aware. It's at least true pre-world. Post-world, I don't know, but I think it applies to world as well. So I should get tail break, face break, arm break, plus 2 to 3 rewards for capturing. In the, like, capture row. Capture/break row of the quest rewards. Whereas at least currently, as far as this is concerned, if I got it for both of them, I would get 2 tails, 2 heads, 1 arm, and then capture rewards. Since Green, yeah, just Naga Cougar in general is a bit odd tail-wise, and he has 2. He has a tail break and then a tail sever. And there's the arm break as well, so. Also, in most cases, only one of the same break is relevant, where there is 2 breaks. So, Naga has 2 blade arms, only one of them matters. Wrath has 2 wing talons, only one of them is relevant. You can break the other one for funsies, but it won't get you more rewards. There is a few instances where that's not always true. In some instances, you have to break both of them, or you'll get no rewards. But most of the time, it's considered the same thing. Nice one. It's another one of the medullas I need. Ugh. So I think I need 1 more medulla. An absolute ton of the dapples. Hit the 10% tail spear calf chance, by the way. Like you do. Okay, Mantle is the same. Silent but Deadly, the 2 first rows have a chance rather than just Night Stalker, which is just the first row. So this is the... Oh, there's my Mantle. Wing, head, tail, capture rewards. Whereas since we broke wing, head, tail on both of them, you would expect that these rewards would also be wing, head, tail. So we only got rewarded once for it. And the getting 2 of the thing in there is not because we broke 2 separate things. That's just the drop rate. your quest, Anton? Can I build any of this? Still need more dapples. I actually have all the stuff I need there now. There's one piece. Nagakuga male. Oh, I'm not going to be as cripplingly weak to fire as I thought. Good. It's really helpful. I thought I was going to be absolutely screwed. I need a lot more razors. Okay, tail spears I'm good for. Shards. I think it is just the dapples that are gonna slow me down. I do need 5 heavy fangs. Okay. Keep posting green, all you need is green. You're gonna solo your keys. Okie dokie. I don't think it matters that this person's in here at this point, to be honest. I don't think we're messing with the validity as such. We're so strong at this point. Hey, Stygian armor is obtainable in this rank even. So, oh, that's Morales armor, never mind. I thought it was Stygian from the back. Hello, Summers. Are you alive? The sun outside as well as a cool breeze. That's always good. Hello, Rote. How are you? Do I like the green? He's fine. He kind of became the basis for what is modern day Nagakuga, so that's cool, but Green Naga doesn't really exist, right? Beyond this one game where modern, like normal Nagakuga just became his moveset and then he had no reason to exist anymore. Is his face broken? Yes. Arm's broken now as well. You want to take a nap so bad, but you got shit to do. The perpetual problem there. just teleporting on your end. Yeah, he double jumped you as well. Like, that was rough. Even if it wasn't teleporting, I don't think you would have really got out of that, honestly. Your want to play Baldur's Gate has been reinvigorated. Oh yeah? What by? Is there stuttering from my end? Apparently yes. However, my brain auto-filters it, so I don't even notice that there is. But Chisel, who's a frequent viewer here, has pointed out that there is stutter. And clipped it and was like, there's stutter in this, and I'm like, I cannot see it. So it's at least lot enough if you are not particularly susceptible to it to noticing it. But if you are particularly susceptible to it, like Chisel is, then you will see that it stutters. You need to stop it, use 50 FPS, and use frame gen like 50 to 120. But even though you could run this game at 120. The mod that came out a week ago straight up adds Helldiver as a class. Stratagem spells? Okay. Of course there is. And that's what's giving it back to you? You're gonna finish it as a Helldiver rather than one of the normal. That's incredibly funny and I feel like incredibly on brand. I'm not that fussed about capturing them either way anymore anyway, so it's fine by me. It's not that much of a chance. Another mantle that I don't need. Amazing. It brought it back into your mind, but now you've been playing OP mods in so many games. When I have a somewhat normal experience, fair enough. They use UI, some quality of lives. Fair. I will never begrudge anyone ever playing with quality of life mods. Like Dark Souls, for example, you use yours on emulators. I genuinely have absolutely no problems whatsoever playing on lowered frames. It doesn't bother me. Honestly, most of the reason I have it on 60 FPS at this point is just because I think that the guard glitch is really funny. I think it's funny as fuck. But yeah, I'm with Oni. Like, frames do not bother me at all as long as frames are stable. It's when it flashes or like drops up and down, that's when it sucks. After playing on PS4 and converting as PC, it ruined you. Oh, since you got it to a stable 60, you can't go back down to 30. I bet if you chucked it down to 30 and played for like 2 hours, by the end of the second hour, you wouldn't even like notice the difference anymore. You'd be so used to it. Like initial, it's definitely a bit of a like slam initially when you're watching it. But you get used to it real quick. And you get used, like, you do it constantly all the time as well. Like movies, like Odie says, are at 24 frames. Normally. You'll switch to something and it'll be like 180, and then you'll switch to something else and it will be 90, and... You just got to get over that like initial hump. But if you've got the tech to make it so you don't have to worry about it, that's nice as well, right? Just get used to it again. Still playing PS4. It's definitely noticeable. I think the people who say that it's not noticeable are just like lying. If you switch from one thing to a completely different thing, then I can understand not noticing it. But if you're playing at like 200 frames a second and then you switch down to 30 frames a second in the exact same game, you can tell. You just realized, Raka, that I'll probably be able to do Beacos tomorrow. That was the hope, yep. That was the hope. You remember someone saying I'm going to look up 144 to see the difference? They only had a 60 Hz monitor. That's funny. The difference between 30 and 60 is huge. It's literally twice as many. This is why people say there's no difference, yeah. Some people can't tell the difference. Do they have 30 Hz monitors? Do 30 Hz monitors exist anymore? They're on CRTs. I mean, the problem with the unoptimized games is never the frame amount, right? It's the ping-ponging of the frames that's the problem. It's the drops. You have two, 60 and a 165. Yeah, I have a 144 and a 60. Do not need my secondary monitor that I watch YouTube and have chat open to be at 140 frames a second. Most jarring transition to you was Rise, with its eating cutscene hard locked to Faye. Oh, I skipped that like every time, so I never even noticed, to be honest. Insta skipped. Fucking dango. It's a mod to force it to the correct frames. Amazing. Common cutscenes being lower FPS in general in many games for whatever reason. Yeah, it's a bit weird, really, but that is very common. Hey, another apples. Hey, apples. Rise doesn't have any cutscenes anyway, though, so thankfully they didn't bother putting a story into that game, which was really good. Really nice that they didn't. Appropriate cats. Framegen is evil. Agreed. Two dapples and I am done. Yeah, frame jump by itself isn't inherently the problem, right? In all truthfulness. It's the fact that people are using it to not do their jobs properly. Basically. Which is just dumb. Okay, one more double Naga. And I am confirmed done with my armor set. You never had it on. When it initially came out for Wilds, I had to have it on to get above a incredibly inconsistent, like, pinging up and down between 32 and 47. Because I was streaming at the same time. But now it doesn't need to be on, and I get to... I can't remember what it was. It's been so long, because I stopped playing it. It was consistent... 78, I think? Or 68? Don't remember. You ever tested how high it was? Yeah, I just had to have it on so that it wouldn't be inconsistent. Because it was fucking horrible. Having that like 15 frame swing from 32 to 47-ish was not playable. No, as you know, my Wilds was truly cursed. I might have the single worst Wilds experience with performance in human history. It's incredibly unfortunate. Wilds to 75 unless you're taxing, at which point it barely goes below 60. Just to satisfy playing on high, let's keep the stability, yeah. I think when I was initially playing it, I was on medium to low. But now I have everything on near highest. I'm using a decent GPU. I am, yeah. What are the new ones? 60s? Is it 60s or 70s? I don't know. NVIDIA. I can't remember if I've got a 6070 or a 6080. That hit me? Excuse me? Give me my DX diag. 5080, sorry. Not 60s. I have a 5080. The fuck is Anthem's gun? Look on me. You're gaming at grainy as heck graphics in a while. It's a long time search. GPU of 2060. Yeah, at that point, it's kind of fair to not necessarily expect it to run all the time, right? Because that's very outdated at this point. So to run a relatively brand new game is maybe a bit much. The fact it can at all is kind of impressive at this point, to be honest. Mantle? Yeah, I can join the other 4 I've got already or something. The recommended specs was an RTX 2060. Was it actually? Yeah? That's fucking unacceptable then. The fact that my game could run that so poorly with a 5080 when the recommended is a 2060. This is why I'm not buying the DLC. Would I buy the DLC for a game I dislike and don't play? I don't dislike it. I just don't like it. There's a difference. Wait, that's no. No, there isn't. Yes, there is. I'm neutral on it. There isn't just like or dislike. There is neutral. I am basically entirely neutral on it. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. There's a lot of stuff I do like. PC was used 7 years. Amazing. I'm getting the full Naga Z, yes. Because it has focus and evasion. Focus because I'm playing Greatsword, and evasion because I'm me. You can't do that? What, choose to be neutral on something? You in fact can. You liked the fact the game had the decency to uninstall itself. I cannot fucking believe that still. Just fully uninstalled itself. Just gone. Just fucking gone. Not on my PC at all anymore. corrupted SSD. I would not be surprised if that game corrupted my SSD. Legitimately. Fucking kernel level crashes, for Christ's sake. What are y'all? I'm G2, halfway through it now. There's the new armor set. Evasion +2. I still have combo because my charm is amazing. Stamina focus, stamina recovery up, focus, and constitution down, which I can get rid of. I have the technology. There is that gone. Does it have slots? Yes. Actually, it has 4 2 slots and 1 1 slot. It is crazy good. Oh, look at that! That's a fucking armor set, man. We've done it. We've achieved G gear, N10. That's so good, man. Evasion +2, my beloved, finally. That is going to be me done for today in terms of Monster Hunter. More Monster Hunter from myself when I finish this challenge run will be tomorrow. You can see when that will be on that little linky link there. I am going to go on a 10-15 minute break and then I will be back with some Brighter Shores. Until then, or tomorrow. See you in just a sec.